Ladies and gentlemen, Mike Pankow here from Windy City Slam, and I'm here with the former Impact World Champion, Moose. Moose, how you doing?
I'm doing great.
Awesome, great
You
to have
didn't
you.
have as much things to say about me as you did Jordan and Grace, because I'm not that big of a star, but it's okay.
Well, you do have some history, though. You've been with Impact since 2016.
Yeah,
You're a former TNA champion when they brought that title back.
yeah.
And then you were also a two-time Impact Grand Champion.
That title, I don't want to mention. Josh Matthews had that title, so that doesn't mean much. That title sucks. But,
Yeah. Josh Matthews, by the way, a Legion rat.
If Josh Matthews wins a title, then you have to get rid of it. Yeah, so.
That's funny. Sorry, Josh.
Yeah, sorry.
Working in the Chicago area now, your Impact is returning to Chicago for 2 nights on August 12th and 13th at Cicero Stadium.
Yep.
Now, you've worked Chicago for multiple promotions, including Impact's Bound for Glory in 2019 in Villa Park against the legendary Ken Shamrock. So, what was it like to face Ken Shamrock?
It was great, man. Ken is somebody I really looked up to when I was younger. I remember some of his big time feuds with like Owen Hart and like Stone Cold Steve Austin. So going into that match, I wish I was nervous because I don't get nervous, but it was almost like a surreal feeling. Like, oh my God, I'm watching this guy I'm wrestling this guy I used to watch a lot as a teenager. Oh my God. And the funny thing about that match is not only did I kick Ken Shamrock's ass, I also saved his life. And in the same match, I beat somebody up and saved their life at the same time. When does that happen, right? But yeah, that's one of my memorable matches, and thank you, Ken Shamrock, for making that happen.
Now, what makes Chicago unique from the other crowds you're used to wrestling in front of?
Chicago is special. Sometimes they are very annoying with some of the tactics, like the cowbell thing. That's really annoying. I don't know if he was here for Bound for Glory in 2019, but a few people got kicked out because they decided to take over the show with ringing their cowbells.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, Chicago's fans are rowdy, and the rowdy of the fans, the better it is. It just means that they're into what you're doing and really invested. So I hope we get the real rowdy fans next weekend.
Now, you were Impact Champion for 6 months through April of this year, and you defeated Josh Alexander at Bound for Glory 2021 after you won the Call Your Shot Gauntlet Battle Royal, and then you called your shot that very night after Josh Alexander had just won the title.
Mm-hmm. Which I made Josh Alexander the shortest reigning Impact World Champion of all time, thanks to me.
Now, how did that feel for you to get to the top of the mountain in Impact Wrestling and become a world champion?
It felt good. I mean, I've always seen myself as a world champion, and that was my first time being a world champion. As you said before, I was the TNA heavyweight champion, so I'm used to being world champion. But it was great because being Impact Wrestling world champion, the actual Impact World title, is something I always wanted myself. I always saw myself doing. It was a big goal of mine, and when I cashed that Call Your Shot Gauntlet and became world champion, it was a lot of pressure off my chest because I actually succeeded in the goal that I set to do years ago. So
you were a fighting champion as well. That really impressed me when you were the Impact World Champion. You defended it in some independent promotions as well. I thought that was really, really cool.
I don't quite see myself as a fighting champion. A lot of times I take those matches because I'm getting paid for it. Like, I'm just being honest. Josh is a fighting champion. He loves to wrestle and he loves to go against the best. I do it because I'm simply getting a lot of money to do it.
Show me the money?
Show me the money and I'll kick your ass.
Now, you've also been involved in a recent rivalry with Sammy Cala, and he's a little bit of a crazy dude.
Yeah, the Penguin.
So what's it like to be in those type of crazy matches with him, like the Monsters Ball and stuff like that?
I'll tell you, it hurts. I'll give Sammy a lot of props because I did 2 of those matches with him, and he's known for that. And I'll tell you, be honest, I never want to do those matches ever again because being in those matches take years of your career. And I give Sammy all the respect because he's known for those kind of matches, and he's obviously great at it. and I had a chance to beat him once. So what did I say about me? I'm pretty great too for beating him in something I'm not good at, right? So yeah, but I definitely want to do any of those matches again, and I hope I never have to wrestle Sammy or anybody else in a Monsters Bowl match or Ravens Clockwork Orange, because yeah, I like my career and I want to do this for a very long time.
True story about me and Sammy Callahan. I was shooting ringside for Warrior Wrestling a couple of years ago, and Sammy just comes barreling out with this plastic toe, and I thought he was going to clock me with it. It was intense.
Yeah, you're lucky he didn't spit at you.
Yeah.
Sammy's known for spitting at people.
And this was pre-pandemic too, so yeah. All right, so you went from the NFL to pro wrestling, and this is a pretty amazing story, and very few have had the level of success that you have had in this business. You and Goldberg were the only guys in the modern era to be world champions, and there's only a handful of others going back to the legacy days of the NFL who became big stars in the business, like Big Cat, Ernie Ladd, Bronco Nagurski, and the like. And both professions are pretty grueling, so how did going through the rigors of football prepare you for pro wrestling?
It definitely helped with my discipline. I think that was the biggest thing. One thing that I learned in the NFL is how to keep a schedule and how to pursue a goal and chase after a goal that you set aside. So that without my 8 years in the NFL, I definitely wouldn't be where I'm at now in professional wrestling. And it's funny you say that me and Goldberg are the only two who's become world champion. I actually didn't know that until after I won the title. I remember Ross hitting me up and telling me, hey, you know, you and Bill Goldberg are the only two who have came for pro wrestling to be world champions. And I was like, are you serious? There's only two of us? Like, I could swear it was like a lot more, right? But I'm happy to be in that class of two. And we'll see who else joins that class with us.
Yeah, you played for 4 teams in the NFL: Falcons, Patriots, Colts, Rams, and you got to play with Tom Brady and Peyton Manning. How amazing is that?
I actually didn't play with Peyton, man. A lot of people say that. I was on a team with him, but the year I was with the Colts is the year he had neck fusion, so he didn't play that year though. But it was still surreal being on a team with 2 of the greatest quarterbacks ever do it, right? I mean, when you talk about 2 of the greatest quarterbacks of time, 2 names usually come up: Tom Brady and Peyton Manning, right?
Yep.
And I got to share a locker room with those 2 guys, so I'm truly blessed in that side of things. And I mean, I learned a lot from Tom Brady, just the things he does to get ready for a game. It's kind of like the approach I take to get ready for a match. You know what I'm saying? He looks at the small details, and he's the man. And I'm glad I was able to share a locker room with him. And I count a lot of things that I do now as what I learned from him.
Pretty cool story. And speaking of cool stories, I don't know if you have any with this guy or not. Any sort of relationship with former Colts punter Pat McAfee, who has been dabbling with wrestling as of late?
Yeah, I'm actually buddies with him. We shared a locker room too in the Colts, and we both knew was like super huge wrestling fans. I didn't know he was gonna go as far as he did because I didn't even think he was gonna pursue it. But I'm very happy for him. He got to have a great match at SummerSlam. He did fantastic. I texted him and told him that. And I can't wait to see what else he does in his future.
So, Steve McMichael is a guy who also went from pro football to pro wrestling, had a decent level of success even though he was later in age because he had such a long NFL career. He was the former WCW United States champion.
Yeah. Mongo McMichael.
Yeah, he's fighting ALS right now. So
I see some of the pictures, so sad and depressing, and prayers and positivity to him and his family. And we all know how that ends, and it's just sad to see how small he is, guy. Mm-hmm. And he's bedridden, and that's just so sad to see. And like I said, prayers and positivity to him and his family.
It's scary stuff for sure. Yeah. You've been with Impact for about 6 years now. What are your thoughts on Impact turning 20 years old this year?
It was great. I was happy that I could be part of it and be part of the last 6 years of Impact history. And in those 6 years, I think I've had some memorable matches and some matches that Impact fans can go back and watch, or out on the Impact Plus app or on YouTube. Or yeah.
That spirit you have is just amazing. And when I see it, it looks like it just totally destroys their insides.
Yeah, that's the goal of it. It's bad enough to get the win 1, 2, 3. That's what I needed to be.
Now, so who are some of your favorite people you've worked with in Impact, whether it's in an alliance or against each other, and do you have a dream match?
My favorite person I to work with, Josh Alexander will be up there. Eddie Edwards will be up there. Definitely those two. I mean, obviously Sammy Cala, my last feud, and my current dream match. I'll have to keep it in company. And I always answer this question with, it would be Johnny Swinger, and it would be my alter ego, DJ Tulog versus Johnny Swinger. That's my dream match.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, and last question here. Is there a particular Chicago delicacy that you like when you come into town?
I guess Chicago beef dish pizza, right? I'm not a big fan of it, but I mean, why not? It's one thing you have to do when you get to Chicago, right? So obviously I can't. I mean, not obviously, but this loop or this media tone will be able to eat it because I'm trying to lose a little weight, trim up a little bit. So I'm on a strict diet. So maybe we'll see. Hopefully, next loop I'll be able to have at least one slice in it. We'll see.
All right, Moose, thank you very much for joining me. Windy
Thanks for
City's
having me.
All right.
Yeah.